మన డామ్ ఎటు డామ్
Again, good evening, sir. Sir, we have completed this potential hazards, common hazards, slips and trips, and falls from height, being hit by moving, falling objects, lifting equipment, failure, ergonomic hazards, electrical hazards, drowning, and forklift accidents, poor lighting, incorrect stored cables and ropes, communication breakdown, and the construction hazards. Apart from this, emergency preparedness and manual handling, pedestrians, dock lever safety, and the mooring and the fatigue also important. These are the potential hazards. Already we have discussed about this. And coming to the with respect to these potential hazards, how to mitigate the by providing the safety prevention methods and all to mitigate hazard and risks in dock operations and maintenance. Implement a multifaceted approach, including a thorough hazard identification, a regular inspection, and proper training, and effective emergency preparedness and schedule maintenance. In this, I want to focus uh, one important information. Of course, you all know in the industry, various departments having the functions like process, maintenance, safety, legal, and the mechanical maintenance and all. But in the dock, coming to the dock operation maintenance, the dock owners should be having a responsibility to impose the emergency preparedness and the guidelines to the contractors who are awarded. That's why there are number of contractors and number of contract labors are attended, and they have to dock labor management is very important during the dock operation and maintenance process by awareness of the people, like hazard identification, regular inspections, and proper training, effective emergency preparedness, and scheduled maintenance. It is also very important. The docks and chokes already discussed are wheel chokes and docks to prevent trailers, because once the anchor is supporting the lock of the ship in the dock platform, but sometimes the anchor will not work properly. At that time, the ship will be having the floating in the water, or having the some jerks will be while taking care of what is called loading and unloading. That's why the dock locks as well as chocks are very important to work perfectly. And before that, before reaching the any ship in the dock, we have to check the dock locks and chokes whether the levers are working, hydraulic is working. We have to see. Here a more detailed breakdown safety preventive methods here is when compared to the all the potential hazards. Hazard identification, and two is the emergency preparedness, and three is the equipment maintenance. These are the very three important areas. Hazard identification, utilize various here. Regular inspection, hazard identification risk assessment means in that we have to document the dock labor management has to document regular inspection, checklist and audits, incident reporting, hazard identification methods by all the contractors, crews, and all these things. Hazard identification risk assessment means regular inspections to be conducted, conduct routine inspections and docks area, equipment and facilities, identify to potential hazards like worn out equipment, uneven surfaces, poor lighting, and inadequate safety measures. These are the a part of parcel of the hazard identification. Daily they have to do before the work starts, even after the closing the work also. And the second one is checklist and audits. Important. Every contractor will be given a checklist to do their respective job as per the awarded their contract and all. And audits also to be done. They are, whether they are done in systematic, whether they are systematic done or not, they will see. That also will be checklist and audits will be taken care of by the dock labor management facility. It all comes under the hazard identification risk assessment. The incident reporting is also important, where the incident is happened in one area of the contractor is not supposed to be hide by the dock labor management and all. Even the contractor will hide, but the dock labor management staff will not be hiding. It will be circulated, it will be communicated. Due to this, it will be happened, but the rest of the people will be ready and making use of the checklist and making use of the all the emergency preparedness and response. They have to bring awareness among them regarding the incident reporting also, so that the incident will not be repeated of the same nature of the different areas. Implement a system for reporting incidents and near misses to identify trends and implement. Some procedure will be there for the incident reporting. Before that, the contractor will be awarded. In that, we will be giving the procedure to them also. Hazard identification methods also utilize various methods. Utilize various methods such as inspections, audits, checklists, surveys, or incident reports, or incident report to identify the hazard. Because identification methods is all a part of parcel of the hazard identification risk assessment. You have to see that inspection audits is a part of parcel of the risk assessment. This should be dedicatedly, religiously, they have to follow by the dock labor management. Second one is emergency preparedness, because the dock labor management has given the emergency plans to the different contractors having the different work spots and all. They have to see that they have to follow the emergency preparedness and response. For that, emergency plans, training, and equipment maintenance will be also be coming into the emergency preparedness and response. Emergency plans develop and regularly review emergency plans that outline procedures for handling various emergencies such as fires, spills, injuries, or equipment failures. These are the contents of the emergency plans. Not only limited to this, but there are various steps also there. With that experience, they have to add in the emergency plans also. Training will be given. Ensure that all personnel are trained on emergency procedures, including evacuation, routes, first aid, and use of safety equipment. These are the training to be given for all the contractors as well as the contractor employees also. Equipment ensure that emergency equipment such as fire extinguishers, first aid kits, and spill control materials are readily available in good working order. Because apart from this moving equipment, apart from the loading and unloading equipment, these are the equipments are very important. It's called emergency equipment, we called, such as fire extinguishers, first aid kits, and spill control materials. And because the hazardous materials also will be transported in the ships also, are readily available in good working conditions also. Equipment maintenance, of course, they have to schedule preventive maintenance and breakdown maintenance. Annual shutdowns will be taken care of. Equipment maintenance, schedule maintenance, preventive maintenance, and proper storage also important. Because schedule maintenance means implement a schedule maintenance program for all dock equipment, including forklifts, dock boards, loading ramps, and to prevent breakdowns and ensure safe operation. These are to be scheduled before the ship receives to the dock. Preventive maintenance will be taken care of for every equipment which are in the loading and unloading in the dock operations. Conduct regular preventive maintenance checks to identify potential problems before they lead to failures and accidents also. Proper storage is important. Stored because of the ensure that equipment is stored properly to prevent damage and ensure easy access. Because once the overall equipment is there, once the what is called this the equipment is ready to take before the uh, breakdowns, they have to store in the like I told the Visakhapatnam, there is a company is there, Metal Organization Visakhapatnam, MOV. There they stored all the equipment, all the spare parts and all. Before they coming, they are withdrawing by raising the requisition and all these things. What are the safety guidelines in loading docks? With respect to the loading, it's a very important. Maintain a safe distance from edge of loading dock. Watch out for all tail swing. Keep working surfaces clear and clean. Paint and edges of the loading dock to improve the visibility. Because these are the some requirements and recommendation practices. Maintain safe distances for edge of load docking. They have to see that also. Watch out for tail swing, where the what is called the chain pulley box or the mobile ropes and all tucks and all chains will be in different good conditions and all. Keep working surfaces clear and clean. Whatever the platforms, work platforms are there, it should not be any tidy. It should not be any clutter. It should be very clean and clear. Paint the edges and loading dock improve the visibility because some what we called some the radium paint to be given for the edges where the workers pedestrians is there, it will move while moving the pedestrians will know this is the dangerous area, will be taken care of. What are the rules and regulations by following the dock safety rules and regulations is very important. As anybody interested, they can withdraw, they can draw the regulation standard is there in the net, in the Google. I'll give the web link also, the coming slides. Dock workers, safety, health and welfare. Rules 1990, that is government, this thing, number dated 16th February 1990. The Indian Dock Labours Regulations 1948, made under the Section 5 of the Indian Dock Labours Act 1934, 19 of 1934. That means serial number of 19 paragraph. So repeated, that means repealed and the dock worker safety. Because these are the documents, contents is there. I have given the this https dg policy.gov.in dock safety interview. This will come. In this, every detailed information is there along with the standard and regulations to be followed by the dock labor safety. The contents also like this. The sections, dock worker safety, 1996, short title, definitions, inspectors, and the powers of inspectors, powers and inspectors where the employment dock of workers, facilities to be afforded, and the restriction and disclosure of the information, appeal, advisor committee. These are the some contents of the Act. Advisory committee, power of appropriate government directions and all obligation of all contractors should follow the respective the conditions which they are related to. Penalties also they have to pay. Of course, the bonus is not there. Normally, any standard penalties are there. The bonus clause will be there. Here, the bonus clause is not found in our standard. And coming to this, if anybody interested, they can download this DG policy, where the DG policy is designated as the Director General of Factory Advice Service and Labor Institutes. This is called DG policy, Director General Factory Advice Service and Labor Institute. If anybody interested also, they can go to the course to be done also. Like ISO certificates, they have a DG policy certificates also there. This is the sorry. This is the history. DG policy was established in 1945 in Delhi. It was previously known as Chief Advisor or a Factory. Sorry, the officer was moved to Mumbai 1966. After the Delhi, shifted to the 1966 to the Mumbai. Functions functions are DG policy advises the central and state governments on the administrative of the Factories Act. It also advises the factories on safety, health, efficiency, and well-being employees also. And coming to the DG policy, enforces the dock workers, safety, health, and welfare. These three aspects we have to see. Act 1996, the regulations 1990 through Inspector of Dock Safety. There are some institutes also there for carrying the certificate course. DG policy has Central Labor Institute of in Mumbai. It also regional labor institutes in Chennai, Faridabad, Kanpur, and Kolkata. Some of the inspectorates of dock safety have training centers and uh, safety exhibition centers also will be there in the institutes. Anybody courses to be done, they can offers a 1 month certificate course is there in safety, health to train the supervisors in hazardous process factories. It's very important. That's why I want to bring it to your uh, notice about the DG policy also. Want anybody interested, they can do the course also. Where in the DG policy, that is director of general of factory advice service and labor institute. It will be contents are like this. The office of the chief advisor of factories. Some contents I want to give you here. The office of the chief advisor of factories, presently known as DG policy, drafted in the Indian Dock Labor Regulations 1948 under the Indian Labour Act 1934. The chief advisor of factories started administering the regulations from 1948 in the five major ports: Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, Cochin, and Visakhapatnam. At that time, the Kakinada is not there because the Kakinada is not recognized at that time. But today is it recognized or not? We have to see that also. Therefore, three inspectorates, through the three inspectorates of dock safety set up in Mumbai and Kolkata and Chennai. Though they're having the five centers are there, five sea coasters are there, they're having the three inspectors of dock safety located in Mumbai, Kolkata, and Chennai. Besides these regulations, the Dock Workers Safety, Health and Welfare Schemes 1961, framed under Dock Workers Regulations of Employment Act 1948, that is Factories Act, was also enforced by the Inspectorate of Dock Safety in the major ports. Subsequently, six more ports, namely Paradeep, Tuticorin, New Mangalore, Marmugo, Kandla, and Nhava Sheva, renamed as Jawaharlal Nehru Port, was declared as major ports. So apart from this, these are the ports announced in the after these five announced, these major ports also announced. Therefore, these are the contents involved in the DG Partly. You can download uh, this HDTPC and all. Definitely, it will be having all document to know about your all this information. Coming to this consequent to the recommendations of the first National Commission Labor, that is Gajendra Nagar Commission, a common comparative law on safety and health of dock workers, titled the dock workers. So, dock workers means definitely with respect to the only this is safety, health, and welfare. These three only they have to see. Act 96 was framed, made applicable for the 15th April 1987. Under the Act, a set of comprehensive regulations called dock workers. Because year by year, some of the things will be revised with respect to the original standard because of the taking into the developed nature, developing in the safety factors and all. The year by year, they are increasing the are revising the standards. Regulations framed in the affected in. The new act and regulations are in line with the Indian Labour Organization Convention 152 concerning safety and health in dock work also. This is very important. The dock safety division is also entrusted with the responsibility of enforcing the manufacture, storage, import, hazardous chemicals. That means hazardous import of standard chemicals rules also they have to include it because they through the containers they are transferring the what we call this diesel as well the crude petroleum also. That's why the things in the manufacturer storage import of the chemical rules 1980 also included in the port sector. Earlier it was is not there, but it was included now. Where in the 86 it included in this. And the main focus of the dock safety division is on, as a very important point here is administrating dock workers safety health and Act 1986, a dock workers safety welfare regulations 1990, framed thereunder involving administrative approval decisions arising out of enforcement statutes by Chief Inspector of Docks Safety and fixing inspection of priorities in all this. Because is all content, is all the matter involved in the in this it is there. Even then, I want to explain means because what are the safety factors, what are the potential hazards will be there to look after. That's why I want to explain this also in detail. Proposing amendment to the existing dock safety legislations, enforcing the Environment Protection Act because air, water, and the land environmental acts also included. And for the Environmental Protection Act 1986, manufacture storage like this hazardous bill, and the marking of heavy packages Act 1950 and the rule made there under. Because the DG policy, there are many uh, standards and regulations with respect to the environment, with respect to the hazards. They have added, they have in revised with respect to the development of the standards after the establishment of GG policy standard. Planning and policy making is important. Advisory services to the port authorities, dock labor board, stewarders, stevedores. That means where the ships maintenance will be taken care of, and other employees, dock workers also important. Organizing international training programs for port officials from developing countries. Definitely, the port employees who are working in the uh, dock platform, they have to trained through the uh, developing country to the developing countries officials, because they are the best trainers, we can say. Publishing annual reports on the administration of dock workers, safe Act 96 and regulations framed thereon. Because earlier the annual report will not be prepared. Now the annual report has to be prepared without having any difficulty on this. Now they included the annual reports. They have to talk about in the year how many ships are entered, how many works are entered, are taken, what is the incident reporting, what is the productivity. Like this, everything details will be given in the annual report and submit to the inspector of factories to the dock labor board. The enforcement functions carried out through the 11 inspectors located at Pager. 3 becomes 11 inspectors, because earlier 5 ports are there. Now they are increased to many ports also. That's why the inspectors also increased from 3 to 11. 11 inspectors located at major ports with their regional inspectors in Mumbai, Kolkata, and Chennai. And 3 are not there. Now 11 inspectors are there. These inspectorates of dock safety are responsible for carrying out the following major activities. The following major activities series and enforcements and training. Inspection of ships, docks, loose gear, lifting appliances, transport equipment, etc. We have to enforcingly to do the maintenance, to do the condition of the safety of the equipment. Investigate the accidents is a must. Unfortunately, we have to do it without fail. In the annual report, we have to submit also. Launching prosecutions also very important. These are very important. Prosecution also to be done where the employee is not encouraged, not cooperative, and creating some uh, 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 unencouragement events. Therefore, definitely that person will be prosecuted without having any hesitation. That powers is also having these 11 inspectors of dock labor safety. Training, carrying out safety procedures, safe, safety studies, and surveys through multidisciplinary approach, or organizing and conducting training courses on occupational safety health hazards. Because the, these are the training very important. Like industry is also, like industry, it is also dock safety is coming into the picture, because the occupational health is also there, because Environmental Protection Act, air, water, land, and all these things, as well as the hazardous management handling rules and Factories Act rules also to be applied. Therefore, it is a wide spectrum of the conditions to be followed by the dock labor safety board and all. Advisory services are rendering technical services advices to the port authorities, other employees of dock work, or port users. These are the experienced persons. You can take the advice of those people to follow up with their ship repairs and other things, loading and unloading. Safety promotional activities are also important. Organizing or participating in safety promotional activities such as celebration of dock safety weeks. Definitely, in the March 4th, the safety weeks are there for the industries, but the dock labor safety people also they have to conduct the safety weeks also, definitely, without having any hesitation. The functioning as representatives of Chief Inspector of Dock Safety on the dock safety committees as sports, because the dock safety committee is also there in the dock yard. You have to see that they are having the representatives to function as per the responsibilities and rules in the as per the direction of the Chief Inspector of Dock Safety and on the dock safety committee reports. And coming to the second point is second 3.7.2 is safety in docks. Handling of cargoes is important here. Is the docks in the docks itself we have to handling the cargoes, very important. In this also we can see marine strength.com, marine safety, cargo handling ships, 10 tips will be there. It will be helpful for you to download and to study much more detail. Cargo handling in docks refers to the process and activities involved in loading, unloading, and moving goods, that is cargo, that is from year to year storing, and again it will go to the industries, taken care of by industries, between ships and the shore, including storage and transportation within the port area, because in the jet they are unloading and by port lift it will be coming to the cargo storage area, where in that they have to store it. That is also handling is there of cargoes also. Not only loading and unloading, but transporting of the uh, cargoes from ship to storage to the industries like this. You have to see that also. See, for example, I want to show one important, how many vertical anchorages are there. How many there are? There should be 10 to 15 uh, uh, trucks are there. It will be taken care of all the cargoes to unload or load. This is the way they're having the tidiest work, and depending upon this standard, they have to safety measures have to implement without any fail also. The small ships are there between the near. They're having the tools giving to this. Any tools lack of is there. Any maintenance purpose is there. Definitely these side by ships will be helping to the maintenance work also. Coming to the safety in docks, handling of cargoes, important point is loading and unloading, moving cargo, types of cargo is already told 20 feet, 40 feet is there, TU and LEU, equipment and safety and the efficiency regulations and technology is also very important. Coming to the safety in docks in detail, handling of cargoes, loading and unloading is very important through the forklift and through the cranes and all. This is the core activity, that means main activity involving moving of cargo from ships to land transport trucks, trains, and vice versa. Because once they're moving through the forklifts to the stores, then after that they have to transport through trucks, trains, and vice versa also to go to the industries. Moving cargo is important. Once the cargo is on land, it needs to be moved within the port area to storage or other transport modes, because we have to see that it should be stored before taking by the organization, because we cannot, unless otherwise the industry is not ready to send their transportation to take their containers, we cannot simply sending to the organization with our transporter. The industry has to provide the transport. Meanwhile, they have to store in a port storage area only. This is the dock labor port will be responsible. Of course, they have taken demurrages. They have taken the some amount paid by the organizations also. Types of cargoes, important. Cargo handling deals with various types of goods, including containers, bulk cargo like grains, coal, means rice, break bulk cargo, general cargo. That means break bulk means there is a multiple of the uh, uh, things are there. Grain, coal, like this. There are some different cargoes are there. Not only this ship is limited to only the crude petroleum, is limited to only coal only, like this. Only some ships are like this, dedicated to. But some containers where the break bulk cargo, that means there is general cargo, they will transport every general items also, depending upon industry needs. And specialized cargo like vehicles and machinery also types of cargoes. Equipment, a variety of equipment is used, including cranes, forklifts, reach stackers, saddle, saddle carriers, and the terminal tractors also important, because these are the equipment very carefully they have to work. Last but not least, the safety. Cargo handling operations must prioritize safety with measures in place to prevent accidents and ensure the well-being of workers. We have to see that the safety and with connection to the well-being workers also, not to be fatigued, not to be discouraged. It should be motivated like this. Efficiency also important. The goal is to optimize the cargo handling process to minimize the delays, reduce the cost, and improve overall port efficiency. Because annual reports preparation means they have to see that annual report by the central committee also will be seen why it is getting delayed without paying any damages and all. Like this, they will question that also. That's why efficiency is important while submitting the annual reports. The goal is to optimize the cargo handling process to minimize delays, reduce costs, and improve overall port efficiency also. Regulations, I already told, DG policy regulations has to follow without having any fail. Cargo handling must comply with the relevant regulations, including safety standards, customs procedures, and environmental regulations. These are the very, very important regulations